Custodians are amazingly powerful within the school. Think about it. They have keys to everything. They've got supplies. They work after hours. They're there all the time. They see and hear things all over. So they're like an information network, the little birds, if you will. And you'd be surprised what they know. I find it exceptionally important to have good relationships with your custodians, and make sure your students have good relationships with the custodians too, because it's really going to help you out. So let's just think about custodians in general. Why would somebody want to be a custodian in a school? Probably not for the money. I mean, they're getting $5 an hour less than they would be at a retail store. So why are they there? Well, I think that they're there because they want to be a part of your team. And that's why we have to treat them like they're part of our team, okay? Anytime we get apparel, T-shirts or hats or whatever, make sure the custodians get the T-shirts and the hats. Okay, you have a function, invite them to your function, invite them to the banquet, invite them to concerts. If you're gonna have food, make sure they get food too. They're part of your team. It's really important to treat the custodians with respect and have your students treat custodians with respect too. And if you do that and you set that expectation, it's gonna change your students' behavior, because they're gonna see what the custodians do and how hard they work, and they're gonna empathize with them, and then they're gonna end up being tidier people, okay? Otherwise you say, oh, you just made a giant mess. You want Glenda to have to clean this mess up? Of course not. It's terrible. And they'll start cleaning up. Oh, sorry. You can really learn a lot about a person's character with the way they treat hourly people, the way they treat their cashiers, the way they treat their waitresses. It tells a lot about who they are on the inside. And it's important for us to have our students be respectful to the custodians. So there are custodians at large, and then you have a head custodian that typically manages the other custodians, and then they're usually assigned to specific areas. So your head custodian is going to be important to get to know and build relationships with, especially if you're going to have an event or something like that, that you typically have a schedule of what's going on and whether or not they have been assigned custodial support for that event. Most of your events, if you have a decent sized orchestra program, are going to be big, and almost all of your events are going to require custodial support. So these are the people that are going to be able to give you trash cans. They're going to make sure that your trash cans have trash liners. If you need tables or auxiliary chairs or something that you're not going to cover through your orchestra chairs, they typically have access to that. And you want to make sure that they're on your calendar. And that way, when you're building a relationship with the head custodian, you say, hey, we got this event coming up. And they say, yeah, we got you right here. Oh, nobody told me about that. If you have a good relationship with your head custodian, they're likely going to assign another custodian to your area that you're compatible with personality-wise, somebody who you'll get along with really well. So if they don't know you, they don't know who you are, who knows who you'll get. So it's important to have a relationship with your head custodian. Your area custodians, these are extremely important people also. And again, they have a lot of power. Do you know how many times I've locked myself out of my office? I've locked my keys in my desk or something like that, and I've just had to go to our area custodian and say, hey, can you help me out? I locked my keys, and they say, oh, again? If I didn't have that relationship with that person, I say, hey, I locked my keys, and they're like, who are you? Do you work here? That's not good. The area custodians are in charge of the upkeep of your area. And, the fine arts wing is usually away from the rest of the school. And so, kind of like me, I can hide there. If I never wanted to leave the fine arts wing, I probably wouldn't have to. And in some parts of my career, that's kind of what I did. I was kind of reclusive, and that's not a good thing. That's the whole point of this episode, is to get you out and, into the school and make relationships with people. But in any case, like, the person assigned to your area can do the same thing. They can go in one of your practice rooms and just sleep. And you don't want that either. So, build a relationship with them and talk to them about what you want going on in your area as far as custodial services. Do you just want them to take out the trash? Do you have other stuff that you want them to do? What don't you want them to do, okay? Maybe you have a really good relationship and they're like, yeah, we're going to help you out and I'm going to clean all the instruments with this ammonia-based cleaner. That would be really bad, right? So make sure that you communicate with them about what you want, what you don't want. All right, let's say you've got a student that needs to get their instrument, okay? Is that custodian going to let them in to get their instrument? Or are they not going to let them in? What's the expectation there? They don't know unless you communicate and talk to them and have that relationship. Are the custodians at your school on your orchestra team? Do they wear your apparel? Do they come to your events? Do they eat your food? Are they treated just like everybody else? I hope so. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to get preachy here. But, I mean, the reality is they are taking a pay cut to work with you. So I hope that you build great relationships with your custodians. And again, if you already have great relationships with your custodians, that's awesome. You know, I'm not here to preach at you. I'm just trying to share what I know and what I've learned through the years of teaching. So hope you enjoy the next video.